Day 50. This is a book that could change my life, maybe yours too, if we apply what it says. It's called Straight Line Leadership by Dusan Djukic. So I'm going to read some notes. There's a bunch of things that I highlighted and some notes that I got, but I wanted to share some of them. So let's go. First, one's inner stance is all that has to be changed. So the author talks about three main inner stances. One is a circle stance, that is like a dog chasing its own tail, that we are gathering information, researching, looking at every angle, and we never do anything. And the other stance is a zigzag stance. It's like we do that kind of process, that preparation process, then progress a little bit, get closer to our objective, then we get lost, then we advance a little bit, then we start researching more, and we get distracted. So that's moving in zigzag. And then you have the straight line people that you recognize that are in point A and you want to get into to point B, and so you just move there directly in a straight line manner. Okay, so he says one inner stance is all that has to be changed. So the important thing is to change that inner mode of approaching life. And so yeah, so he has some questions to get in the mood for this. Is how do you want to use the rest of your life? What if you could act decisively without fear? How do you need to be to make this happen? And a really good question, what stops you? How do we want to spend our life? Like what is our point B? Where do we want to get to? And what is stopping us? And what will happen if nothing changes? If we keep, like for me, if I'm spending my days mostly in the circle stance, what would happen if the rest of my life passes by doing circles, trying to chase my tail? So he says, you are rewarded in life for taking effective action, not thinking, trying, or even the appearance of giving your best shot. That phrase hurt. So he also says, unproductive, busy people sometimes identify truly productive people, truly productive actions to be taken, but they put them off until tomorrow. So yeah, unproductively busy people, that also I identify a lot of with that, is like being busy but not being productive. And we like I see like critical actions that I would love to make, but I don't do it, and I keep myself busy and not doing them. So you produce the life you get, and you produce the life you get by declaring it and promising and implementing the necessary required actions. So yeah, that clarity of what actions are required and making them, that's the key. A is where you are now, and B is your chosen objective. So a good thing is to simplify the problem, and in simplicity lies fresh strength. He also says, I believe that half of the unhappiness in life comes from people being afraid to go straight at things. That's a William Locke quote. And that also reminds me of something that Jocko Willink also talks, like this ex-Navy SEAL, that very straight line he goes, like very straight to the things that he wants to do. And he sometimes quotes Shakespeare, I don't know in which book or work or anything, but so Shakespeare says something like the the struggle and the pain is not in the action that we have to do, it's in the prelude. It's like the space before doing it. So in the waiting, in the preparing, I imagine it like studying for a test. It's not the studying that is painful, it's the thing is that we put it off, and that putting it off, like I have very vivid memories of watching TV knowing that I had to study, and my stomach hurting and putting it off and delaying the starting. So yeah, that's where suffering lives, some kind of suffering. So he says, why do we live in loops and cycles instead of getting to the point? The reason is this: we believe success is about having the right information, even though we have so much information right now that our heads are spinning. We still think we don't know how to succeed. The circle is produced by the illusion of missing information. Are you listening? Information is not what's missing. Wow. So that also straight to the heart because I'm addicted to researching and looking for information and asking questions and looking for different angles and not taking action. So yeah, yes, he has some different points here. So he says knowing without doing dilutes your strength. So he talks about people that go straight into in a straight line manner, and he says they are not interested in blabbing about the book with to their friends and trying to impress them with their newfound information. That's something that I do a lot. Getting from A to B is always about doing the next required action. Decisive action will defeat confidence and good feelings any day of the week. So he says if we are in point A and we want to get to point B, we have between A and B, we have key actions that are required to get to point B. So we just have to go to those actions and do them. So he says straight line individuals simply decide what they want to accomplish, jot down the necessary required actions are, what the necessary required actions are, and then do the necessary required actions. So I have like 4 more pages of highlights and notes, but I think that's a good summary of what the book says. Tomorrow is we are starting a new challenge, so again putting hope in a challenge. That is, it's called Build the Keyword. It's a website for keyword research, and so they are making this challenge of finding doing some keyword research, finding a pain or a need, and building something in 14 days. So I hope I don't fall out of the wagon here, but hopefully I'm going to be able to build something in 14 days. Yeah, I'm going to commit to it because trying is not been enough. And yeah, and this challenge has been helping me. And okay, today I got a bit longer, but yeah, I hope to make some progress on this. Well, that's it. Bye.